'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Compliments of the season, everyone. 'Tis indeed the season to be jolly. This is the end of a year, and beyond Christmas, which is a Christian celebration, everyone else is typically excited about the end of a calendar year and the expectations that a new year brings, the hope of a new year that will be better for us all. And what characteristically happens with people is that they tend to over celebrate. There's usually a lot of excitement, merrymaking, jubilation, and that's fine. In fact, I approve of it. Go ahead, make merry, be happy, celebrate the end of a year that has been particularly tough and a year that you survived against all odds. However, today I'm going to be sharing with you three things you should do to protect yourself from yourself during this festive season. Number one, pair off, join forces. If you can, collaborate with others so that you don't spend as much. What typically happens at Christmas is that family A will cook two types of rice, several types of soup, stews, sauces, pepper soup, bake all kinds of assorted goodies, have lots of drinks. Family B does same thing as family C. What now happens on that day is that everyone has too much food to eat, and most times food gets wasted. What you can do instead is come together. Three families can come together and say, you know what, let's celebrate together. I bring food, you bring drinks, you bring snacks, and all of us come together. We have a nice time. We save quite some money, and we all eat only what we really want. We all we do not gorge ourselves, we do not overindulge, and very little gets wasted. Besides, the bonding is better. So come together if you can, collaborate, team up, pair up, go for picnics, go visit one another's homes. Just come together and do it in a more affordable manner. The second thing you can do and you should do is ensure that you put aside the funds for January. January is considered a particularly long month because your pay for December will come earlier than usual. Most businesses shut down at the end of the month of December, and so sort out everything around payroll by mid December, meaning that you have received your salary well in advance of the end of the month, while January salary will remain at the end of January. For people who earn upfront payments, that comes at the end of January. What this means is that you are going to be looking at sometimes 50 days, 45 days of post salary period. If you are not careful, you will struggle in the month of January, particularly because for those who have children, school fees are usually paid at the beginning of second term, which is the beginning of January. For those who have children in boarding school, you cannot negotiate, you have to pay before you go to school. So, where will you get the funds from for children's school fees if you have not put in place an education plan? One way to cope with January and the pressure it brings is to ensure that you set aside the funds that will tide you over for the month of January before you start spending in December. Please, before you start spending on your parties, your get together, your home renovations, and all of the works that you like to do in December, put aside your January funds. Number three, scale down. Use alternatives. Scaling down and using alternatives is a fantastic way to save yourself a lot of unnecessary costs. For example, if you used to say, oh, we'll kill a cow every December, please, there's no need to kill a cow if you cannot afford it. Two of you can come together and kill one cow. It will still be cow. If you used to say, oh, I need to do 15 roast chickens in December or 15 turkeys, please scale down. Reduce the amount of food you cook this period. If you used to say, oh, I only use exotic wines in December, buy one bottle of exotic wine and several bottles of non exotic. The truth of the matter is that those who care about you do not care so much about the amount of money you spend. They just want to spend time with you. So scale down. You can also use alternatives. If before now you used to make very yummy, fruity, nutty Christmas cakes, well frosted with all of the Swiss meringues that you are used to. This year, you can say, oh, you know what, we'll make our own cake. The children can come together, get their hands messy, put that cake in an oven. If you don't have an oven, you can bake with a dry pot. I baked for years with using dry pots. Come together, bake an alternative cake. It will still be cake, it will be nice, and it will still be a Christmas cake. Scaling down and using alternatives really help you save on unnecessary expenses. And guess what? It even makes you bond better because only those who really care about you will come around, and your family can come together to produce things that you genuinely love, and you do it together in a merry environment. So don't forget the three things I said. Number one, come together, join forces, pair off. Number two, put aside the funds for January before you start spending on your groove. And number three, scale down and use alternatives. And if you do that, believe me, at the end of January, you will still be able to say, "Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la." Do have yourself a very Merry Christmas and a fabulous New Year. Bye bye.